clouds, and then you realise that's not clouds, that's frozen sea. When you think, how cold does it have to be for an ocean to freeze?
It's -20 at this place, of which it's dark for 6 months of the year and broad daylight for 6 months of the year. And I'm absolutely freezing cold. And you're thinking, that's still a long way to go. I've got no chance of being okay up there.
The bottom of your rucksack here is the back of the sled. The reason that is, when you're skiing along, if you stop for a break, you need to be really efficient. We haven't got time to take skis off and this about. All you do is just open your legs, walk back this sled, sit down so you're nice and comfortable, open the front, and everything that you need immediately looks right in front of you.
When it just starts to go, it's going to be -45. If you do something stupid, you risk the lives of all the members of this group.
I think an expedition to the Arctic is extreme, not just because of the cold, but you're so far out your comfort zone. Every simple thing we take for granted at home is 15 times harder here. So even making a cup of tea on the ice will take at least 3 hours. We're not travelling on land like we stood on now with snow and ice coverage. We're travelling across a frozen ocean. We've got the dangers and the risks of the Arctic itself, the ice melting. You know, it's -29 degrees Celsius at the moment up on the North Pole, so we've got that tiny bit of wind chill. We're down to -35, and that's a real tough operating temperature. And you've obviously got the, even in town here, you've got the threat of the polar bear. So we're carrying 4 firearms, and the team are completely aware of what the risks are.
We'll have each one of us one. There are 50 of these.
There's one unlucky day which doesn't get a pork scratching. So that's going to be a bad day.
So mate, it's pork scratching, some chocolate, some pepperami, Snickers.
This is sniper tape. Put on flasks, right? So your hand never comes into contact with that, which is freezing cold, as opposed to that, which it doesn't stick to. So it's all these little details that these guys just do in their sleep, Muppets like us. Try and put it into some sort of practical use.
What I want to do is just have a quick word with everybody about, just doing spot checks. You got that, you got that, you got that, you got that.
Yes,
okay.
Right. Now, I haven't been camping in a long time. So even in the back garden, I'd put a tent up for a long time.
We're going to do that.
We are?
We're going to do a tent in a bit, yeah.
Go.
This is really important. So the wind's blowing behind me that way. Grab this back guy and using either an ice screw or one of those broom handles, I pin it to the ground. Don't want to lose your tent.
Yeah.
And be careful of people's eyes, Uzi. Okay.
Bring your other.
So just be aware of who's around you, okay, when you're doing this.
So we put a tent up. I'm not an idiot. I know it's -8 at the moment, little wind, and I can ask Wayne a question. Tomorrow, -25, everyone will be wanting help. You'll be freezing cold, you'll be hungry. But you're going to spend the next 8 or 9 hours in this thing, so make sure it's absolutely pucker.
Then we try and put the skis on for the first time. 18 hours before I go to North Pole. Absolute shambles. So now I'm in a complete and utter state of panic. I can't ski, I've got the wrong gear, and I don't know how to put a tent up.
My biggest fear about the trip is just making sure that all the teammates are safe and we have no accidents.
Hopefully we don't come across polar bears, as nice as they seem. I don't really want to meet one.
My biggest fear is the cold. I think the other aspect is teamwork. And there will be as strong and as quick as the slowest person. But it's not about speed, it's about endurance, it's about one step in front of another. And I'm incredibly excited about that challenge.
I was in the military for 20 years and a lot of that was spent operating up in the Arctic Circle, northern Norway. So I'm hoping I can bring an awful lot of knowledge to this party, to this trip, and, you know, basically rest some fears amongst the other members of the team.
We haven't had much time together as one whole group, you know, so really now it's my job and Wayne's job to actually forge this team into one team. These people have trained and worked and raised so much money. It's their journey, it's their North Pole, it's their time.
I'm walking to the North Pole for Bourne. Pregnancy is just, for us, just one of those issues that's not entirely straightforward.
All 5 of our children were born premature. It's been something close to my heart for a long time.
I was born 2 months premature and put my parents through a lot of heartache in that time.
It is very special. We're standing on top of a planet, and that for me is always a special feeling. So it'll be as special now as it has always been. And can we go, because it's fucking freezing.
In the wind chill here, it's about -15. How do you do at rugby?
I did really well.
Did you do great?
Going back to 19th September, we don't do it very often. We talk about it when it helps Bourne. It was a dark and lonely place. When you do an exam at school, you think 3 hours lasts forever. It's like, never going to end, never going to end, never going to end. And yet the 45 minutes we had with Freddie just went too quick. Gone like that. Horrible time in your life. Wouldn't wish it on anyone. That's why we're helping this charity. That's why we're putting one foot in front of the other and trying to get to the top of the world. When I was struggling about coming out here, and it's pretty daunting being out here, found a little card that my wife had written me. She always hides little cards whenever I went on tour. And I found it in amongst my warm gear that she knew I'd go to first. Wish me love from the 3 kids we've got, Archie, Matilda and Rocco. And then just put a line in from Freddie saying, thanks for being a good daddy and thanks for walking to the end of the world for me.